Hello guys, it's me, your very own GCN, back again with another video which would thrill the explorer in you. Well then, without delaying it any further, let's get started. So, today we would be seeing how would it be disintegrating all the planets in the solar system. So, let's start with Mercury. Mercury is the smallest and the innermost planet in the solar system. Its orbit around the Sun takes 87.97 Earth days, the shortest of all the planets in the solar system. Mercury appears to have a solid iron sulfide outer layer and probably a solid inner core. Its surface has fissure vents, which are hugely long cracks in Mercury's surface, from which lava could flow. These cracks would help us in disintegrating the planet. Let's say we are using a nuke which is about 100 times more powerful than Tsar Bomba. Well, that's a lot of TNT, but our biggest concern would be from where would we get so much of TNT? And even if we could get that all, there would be a bigger question of how would we launch so much of TNT. Let's say we could gather so much of TNT and detonate it into the planet, but it would just blow up a small chunk of the planet, or more usually would be that it would just create another crater on it. So maybe it isn't that good an idea of using a nuke to disintegrate the planet. But what if we use a high-powered electromagnetic ray gun? Well, that's a bit of sci-fi, but hey, who knows, we could have it. So we are gonna fire this heavyweight laser boy to our target planet, which is the Mercury, and in a couple of seconds, we no longer would be having the Mercury. Well, we just blew up one of the brightest objects in the solar system, and this would do a little or no harm to us. Since Mercury is so small in size compared to Venus and Earth that most of its shredded chunks of solid debris would fall into the Sun or won't even touch it, as there would be vaporized due to extreme temperature. Well then, let's move to Venus, the second planet in the solar system. Well, honestly, disintegrating Venus would also have no effect on our planet, as all of the debris formed would be pulled by the Sun due to its large gravitational pull. But we would lose our neighboring planet and the brightest object in our sky. Goodbye. Well then, let's move to the next planet, Mars, which is known as Red Planet. Well, we wouldn't have a hard time in disintegrating this planet, since the planet has stored geothermal energy in it, and it does get released occasionally, so the planet would probably be shredded into pieces without spending much of energy. But this time we won't be that lucky of surviving the aftermath of this disintegration. As told earlier, small piece of rock and space debris gets attracted towards the Sun, so the piles of rock formed would also be attracted towards it, and few of the space boulders having the size of the ancient continent could also collide with Earth, causing a mass destruction and ultimately the cause of our extinction. In addition to this, we would also receive small pieces of metal which were actually of the rovers which once roamed the planet. Hey, has someone seen my megabyte? Well, the best way to prevent this catastrophic event is to leave Mars alone to itself, right? Seeing at the destruction of the solid planets and knowing what catastrophe they would bring with them, you'd probably shift your interest to gaseous planets, namely Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So let's see what catastrophe do they bring or prevent from happening following their disintegration. Now it's turn of the planet Jupiter, which is the fifth planet from the Sun and the largest in the solar system. It is a gas giant with a mass of 1,000 that of the Sun, but 2.5 times that of all the other planets in the solar system combined. It is primarily composed of hydrogen with a quarter of its mass being helium and is considered to have a rocky core made up of heavier elements, but like other planets, it does not have a defined solid surface. But destroying this planet would probably mean the end of all organisms on Earth. As we disintegrate this planet, the magnetosphere formed by this planet would also be destroyed, and due to this, any incoming asteroid or comet which would likely have a chance of colliding with our planet would become inevitable. It's because the magnetosphere of Jupiter prevents the incoming space debris from reaching Earth and instead gets sucked into the planet. Well, that's a large vacuum cleaner out there. And also, when this event takes place, it would release an enormous amount of energy which would either scatter all of Jupiter's moons or would break them into pieces of space debris which could collide with either of the planets. Well, let's not kill our savior, right guys? Next is Saturn, the second largest planet in the solar system. It has a mean radius of about 58,232 kilometers or 36,184 miles. Saturn's interior is most likely composed of a core of iron, nickel and rock that is silicon and oxygen compounds. Saturn has a hot interior reaching 11,700 degrees Celsius at its core, and it radiates 2.5 times more energy into space than it receives from the Sun. Well, disintegrating even this would mean doom to us. As per NASA researchers, it is believed that Jupiter and Saturn are both guardian planets of our planet Earth, since they shield us from any incoming external threats as told earlier. In addition to this, the energy stored inside Saturn in its core would be released in an instant, which would mostly jostle away all of the ice particles, rock debris, its moons and also the core elements, which would be scattered across the solar system, and most likely these particles could collide with our planet as well. Well, we are almost coming to the end of our video, but as you all know, the endings should always be inexplicably amazing. And what's more amazing than the two most fond planets, Uranus and Neptune? Uranus and Neptune are the two most distant known major planets in our solar system. Both are now considered ice giants. Both are fundamentally different from the larger gas giants, Jupiter and Saturn, and from smaller rocky worlds like Earth. Uranus and Neptune have similar masses and internal compositions. Their outer atmospheres are composed of hydrogen, helium and methane, while their mantles are a combination of water, ammonia and methane ices. Their cores are a mixture of rock and ice. Considering of destroying these two planets would mean no harm to us, since they are not related much to the solar system, and also they would have no significant impact on our planet Earth. But wait, there is a valuable information about these two planets, as they rain down diamonds on their surface. How cool is that for a fact? Well, destroying them would mean losing two most valuable mines in the solar space. but it is highly impossible to get these diamonds as both of these planets have extremely high pressures. And if you thought of getting there to claim those diamonds, even before reaching those diamonds, you would be crushed under the enormous pressure like an empty tin can. So, what do you think? Which of these planets would you like to disintegrate if you got the chance? Let me know in the comment section below. And guys, check out my other videos whose link has been provided in the description below. Well everyone, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember to subscribe my channel to get some more of this amazing content. Till then, be happy, stay safe and have an amazing day ahead. Goodbye and Jai Hind.